Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the A-Gap Podcast. And now, your host, Colby.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the A-Gap Podcast. Today is Tuesday, August 16th. Boys, NFL preseason week 1 just wrapped up. We got a lot to talk about today. But first and foremost, we've all had some issues at Chipotle recently. Typically, we put these at the end of the show with our grievances and flowers, but we're going to start the show, boys. Let's just get it all off of our chest. Let's make amends to Chipotle and explain why we love and hate them at the exact same time. Who wants to go first?
I feel like we
Matt
have to
start.
I was going to say, you have to set the tone with Matt because this is what kicks off this whole conversation.
All right, I'll go. So we all know that I've had plenty of grievances at the local Chipotle here in South Jordan, Utah. But last night it just really sent me over the top. So double kick in the nuts is that I used my free, you build up points in the app. They want you to use the app. And then you build up enough to redeem a free entree. I use it and I get half of a bowl, which I definitely did not order half of a bowl. So I actually tweeted at Chipotle asking, what is this? And they responded saying, if you don't mind contacting us through our website. So basically, please don't publicly blast us. And then this random lady, Mandy, said she did, and they fucked up her meal too. So Chipotle's taking a lot of L's right now. They did this is the picture of it.
We have the bowl on screen for those of you watching the video.
Wow.
You can just see, it is
egregious.
Literally half a bowl. You are not exaggerating here.
No.
So it's kind of comical in a way of how little food is in there.
I actually put that in the chat. I was like, you guys gave me half. It's actually comical that somebody looked at it and was like, yeah, that works.
Right?
Closed it up. And so I'm pretty disappointed. They gave me a BOGO for a free entree, which is nice.
Okay.
But so I think I'm going to take a break from Chipotle. It's really complicated right now, but I'm going to definitely use the BOGO first.
Oh, 100%. So, okay, my only thing, and maybe I don't want to play the side of Chipotle here. Do you think this bowl at any point was tilted at a 90-degree angle? And it doesn't look high enough, Tom. I see you wagging your finger.
There's not enough residue in the rest of it.
Very true. But the rice wouldn't
Steel beams do not melt at that degree.
I was going to say, you just got to take a look at the evidence real quick, and you can know that to Matt's point, very intentionally, it is only half of a serving of Chipotle. It's comical how intentional they had to be with no, you know what? I'm going to just give you half of what, we would normally give. So, I mean, it's an intentional fuck you. And I feel like now there's this actual rivalry between you and the Chipotle that's going on, which is
actually
nice.
Put in the chat to the little live person they finally connected me to. I was like, I only got half a bowl. Is it because I used my free entree? Is that you just give half?
Shit.
So it kind of sucks because they didn't redeem my free coupon. So really the BOGO, it's kind of like a wash.
It is a wash, man. It's not even, you didn't even win anything. Free.
No. If you have to go with somebody else. You're not going to buy 2 entrees at once.
That's true.
Yeah, it's not free. They really just kind of, flash some real shiny shit right in front of you real quick. And then it was all, honky dory. But now we sit here and we break it down.
Well, sir, you can eat one tonight and then you can put the other in your fridge. And tomorrow you can reheat it.
They didn't
and
do
that's how you can enjoy it.
Now, what they're going to do is you're going to use the BOGO and you're just going to get 2 half bowls, which then you end up getting your entire full bowl.
True.
That's it.
You follow up tweeting, guys. Guys, I got the craziest fucking sequel to this tweet. You have 2 of the exact same half balls.
Yeah, I'll let you guys go first, but I just want to say, at what point is Chipotle the Matt Ryan of fast food Mexican? It's just name value now. It hasn't had a good season really since 2015, since the whole Ebola thing. It's really just a name at this point, and we pick it every year because it has a big name to it, but it really
Is
doesn't
it- is
produce
it-
at all. You're disappointed more than 75% of the time at this point. And, I'm fading Chipotle definitely in dynasty leagues, but probably in DFS as well.
Oh, you see this guy? See this guy? Number one bullshit guy.
So you
And
saying
I
I
think
was
it's
gonna say
it's a tale of two Chipotles right here, man, because the one that we have right next to our house, the Pollo Asado fucks, the Sofritas fucks. Like, it's all so good. Huge portions, big old burritos, great customer service. Maybe some issues with timing here and there. Okay. If it tells me it's gonna be ready at 12:30 and I show up at 12:30 and it's not fucking done for another 10 minutes, maybe a little update could, maybe I'll bump you up from that like 3.5 to the 4. But for me, fast food, like what I expect out of a Chipotle, I'm okay with.
So
I'm okay with.
I can attest to what John's saying, because the Chipotle that you live next to is the Chipotle that I grew up going to in high school and college, and like the glory years.
So we have
of
a legacy Chipotle here.
You have a legacy Chipotle on your hands. I think it's a well-run franchise.
we should get the manager
They
on.
just get it
Mhm.
right. Yeah, we should easily get them on and do a little damage control.
If
here on
we
the
don't
A
get
Gap.
sued from Chipotle after this one episode, then yeah, definitely let's get that guy on.
No, I
We
don't want.
fixed
I
MLB
don't.
baseball. Why can't we fix Chipotle? Right?
I don't want damage control, but I do want them to hear Matt's story, because I want everybody who goes to this Chipotle to, because I mean, I've hit the road before. I've seen some Chipotles. There are some dogs out there.
Yes.
I mean, it is like, so I want the people from this Chipotle to understand how good we have it, how bad it can be. I want Matt's story to be heard. This platform definitely needs to be used to elevate things like this. And so
100%.
I would love to have that manager on so that they can,
Yeah.
carry that into the meetings, the proper meetings.
Chipotle in Sandy, Utah, and now South Jordan, Utah. No good.
Rip, dude.
I think
You
the
guys-
problem is top down. I think we got to look at the district staff that's running the whole
We
Utah
really do.
market.
I'm
There's
checking
a
their stock
problem.
price over the last month, and there was a little dip on July
Ooh.
26th where it
Mm.
fell to 1,300, and John and Colby sound like they might have gotten some shares on that dip.
We'll see.
Hey, I got a good position in the market. I'm not trying to slander here.
I can't
but
confirm or deny,
Big
but
fans, big fans.
We do have Failgank in the chat. He said he wants a booth review and a challenge on the Chipotle. He said he's had nothing but solid experiences. The Folsom Chipotle has A+ service.
Folsom
There you go.
Chipotle is pretty good. I've spent some time in that establishment.
this is
I
the
will
one we're
say,
talking
Good
about.
ratings.
The one by the Galleria in Roseville used to go every Wednesday after class at Sierra College. Always a great experience, but this was like 2012.
It's
2013.
still
But
not
I'm
too
just
bad.
saying-
That's the
It's not too
heyday.
bad there.
Heyday.
This
So
was
the-
prime.
Well, but also it attests to the area. Like Colby was saying, we have legacy Chipotles out here, man. The one in
True.
Folsom has been as consistent, it sounds like, since Colby was a kid to where I am now. Because I'm, maybe it's the area, and that's just unfortunate that, like Tom said, we got to go start looking at some of these district guys and figure out what, where's the fucking problem? Where's the disconnect?
If my Chipotle, my bowl advisor, let's just call them, is skimping on my meats when they're scooping and they're looking me in the eye and as they scoop it, they look me in the eye and they're like looking like, am I gonna be okay with this? And I'm kind of like, I'm taken aback that you're staring me right in the face as you're putting
Yeah.
rice in there. And I'm like, you're worried I'm gonna be mad that you're not putting more in there. Like you're waiting for me to say, yeah, do a little
If
more.
you have that
A
feeling,
little more.
just give me another half scoop.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
if we're making
exactly.
eye
That's what I'm
contact, you
saying.
know it's not enough.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. I
Just
want you to
go-
scoop, and I feel like I get that in Folsom. I get scoops with confidence because the burritos are busting at the seams at the end. So
It's
That's
what
it's
you want.
management telling them to save meat, and there's somebody probably standing over their shoulder watching how big their scoops are. That's
fair.
exactly what it is.
It's big Chipotle, really, is who we have the problem with. So
Isn't Chipotle owned by McDonald's?
It used to be.
Man.
so that's-
not anymore.
So this is a little history lesson for the boys.
Ooh, I
So
like this.
Before, like in the heyday of Chipotle, it was its own thing. It was like the perfect fast casual restaurant. It created every fast casual restaurant that has now come since. Then it was bought by McDonald's. Then they started having issues with supply. They started the product
Shocker.
kind of exactly right. They probably got new food vendors, weren't working with local farmers.
New district
So-
managers.
So then Chipotle fired back. and was
District?
like, okay, you know what? Fuck this. We don't want McDonald's to represent us anymore. They cut the deal, And I think a lot of Chipotle's kind of suffered because they probably franchised like crazy. And then they went back to kind of their let's support the local farmers. And I'm sure some of the places where they've had to really extend and get fresh produce and product has suffered, where the places that have access to good product are good. So, yeah, there is maybe I'll do a full deep dive like I did on Einstein's Bagels a few podcasts ago.
That was
the
interesting.
Chipotle saga, but yeah, there's definitely a story there.
Are they a Californian company? Like, these are questions I need answers to.
I don't think so.
I think they're a Colorado company, because I heard their founder on a podcast talk about how he lived in San Francisco, loved the Mission style burritos, wanted to bring it to Colorado. And that's how Chipotle was born. And all of a sudden he had like 9 restaurants and had his dad keeping his books and didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And real good success story, but
nice.
That was a long time ago. And now I think maybe in Utah, it's there's like some weird child labor laws because everybody at every restaurant looks like they're 14 years old. It might just be me getting older, but it seems like they employ
no one wants to work, Matt.
People.
Okay,
government's paying them all.
Maybe that's a consistency, because definitely that at the Folsom one, I feel like everybody there is 15 years old, and I am getting older by the second. So I'm right there with you.
Maybe that's just it.
Maybe that's just it.
Kids don't got no work ethic.
Yeah, exactly. Adults don't have work ethic.
Have you seen that Twitter thread of a history of kids don't want to work these days? And it's like 1890s all the way up to present.
Been happening for a minute. Kids just don't want to work. Okay. Nothing new.
I don't want to work. So.
I don't want to work. I don't want to do. Actually, I do want to.
Who does?
I was gonna say
okay, I got the last Chipotle take for you guys if you want to finish it off here.
I do want that Chipotle take.
It's gonna be a 20-minute segment on Chipotle. I went to Chipotle today and I was real excited. I only recently started actually walking back into Chipotle. I was getting DoorDash and I was the same shit. So I walk back into one, I see the big sign, Pollo Asada, and I'm texting the boys, what should I get? Because this line's long, you know. Getting all excited. I'm like, fuck it, I'm finally gonna order the Pollo Asada. The first time I went in there, they're like, oh, you gotta wait for Pollo Asada. It's not done. It's going to take an extra 5 minutes. I'm like, I'm lazy. Give me the normal chicken. Today is not the day. I'm going to wait for it, is what I decided. Get up the front. The lady's like, oh, yeah, we don't do that anymore. I'm like, this woman is literally standing under a giant sign the size of fucking, I don't know how big it is. It says Pollo Asada. Now we don't do it anymore. Nope. I'm like, okay. So then I, make my order. Colby, I'm stealing your thing with the tortilla in the bowl and a bag of chips.
The tortilla in the bowl and the bag of chips. It's
been excellent. It's been excellent. It's a lot of food too. I didn't even finish like the burrito I made after eating with some chips. I didn't finish it all today. But I get up to the register and the chick that's running the .com little setup area, right? When you order on the app, I'm like, yeah, you guys don't have Pollo Asada anymore. It's weird. And she's like, you can still get it. You just got to order off the app. And then I was like, what? And I literally already had made a burrito bowl, and I am the opposite of a mean person to people doing service industry shit. So I'm like, oh really? How does that work? and then they explained that they're phasing it out. They're starting. They want to slow down people wanting Pollo Asada because they're coming out with something new. Coming out with this thing called guac steak, I guess. Something like that. They even gave me the name. It's some spicy steak. Some sort of spicy steak is coming up next. So that's going to replace Pollo Asada, and the carnitas might be coming back because everyone likes it. That's my inside base.
Carnitas.
There's another one that was there and it was gone.
Barbacoa.
No,
barbacoa.
We still have barbacoa here.
There was one of them they were talking about that was gone but was popular, and how they're going to bring it back or something.
Wait, so they're doing a spicy steak and they're going to call it guac steak so they can charge $2 extra.
This is what the woman who was working at the Chipotle said. So this is an inside source.
Is guac steak like actually a thing?
$23.
I doubt it, dude. There's no way guac steak is a thing.
They're just like it pairs well with the guac, so you might.
What costs more?
Guac. Yeah, exactly.
Well, and there was like some conversation. She was talking about how like the steak things haven't been as popular, and then I made some comment like, oh, you guys bought a bunch of fucking steak and can't sell it all, so now you're trying to think of new ways of doing it.
Well, they also
something like
redid
that. And that was the end
their
of the conversation.
steak recipe recently. I'm pretty sure before the Pollo Asada. We're really getting in the weeds here, but they recently redid their like steak, and they had like it was like carne asada versus steak. So now they're doing a whole. They're probably
Is carne
redoing
asada
the
still
original
existing?
Steak. Yeah, but they're probably redoing the
Okay.
original steak to guac steak. So they're now gonna have carne asada and guac steak.
Makes
Oh,
sense.
boy.
Yo, a nicely
Yep.
cooked steak with some chipotle guac though is fucking.
It's nice. That's
Yeah.
a good bowl right there. That's a good base to start any good
It's a
Chipotle
pretty
bowl.
good.
Tom,
Pretty good meal.
another little pro tip: if you want for the bowl, get the dressing on the side.
Yes.
Ask for a little side dressing for that.
Huh.
Just give it a little try, give a little splash. See how you feel.
Don't go, and then you don't do all the dressing. You just do a little bit.
Man, I'm
No, I'll rinse the whole thing. I'll just or if I have a burrito, I'll just get it in every bite.
That's
Also,
that's
if you
my
get a
hot sauce
burrito,
thing, yeah.
ask them to press it.
Yeah,
just for a little
they'll
bit.
grill it.
Oh, really?
They'll try to do it
That's
for
a clutch
15
move.
seconds. Back now, put it back in. Put it
Some
back in.
Freebird shit.
A little bit longer.
Oh,
Press it down.
Phil Gank is having a moment here in the chat. He said, "Bullshit. I asked for pollo asada at the Folsom Chipotle on Monday. It's a conspiracy." He said they had a normal full container of pollo asada there. What is happening?
It's or is all this bullshit and they just saw me and they're like, this guy, fuck this guy today.
Yeah. He's
Well,
never
I
been
can-
here. He's a rookie. He's got to
Or-
download the
or-
app.
I think as a person that works in a similar-ish industry, let's just say, I think this is a company directive that's come out, and not every store is following it because some store managers are like, "That's pretty fucking dumb that we can't sell it to the people standing in front of us, but we can to the people online. So we're just gonna keep selling it."
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Chipotle probably was like, "Well, we've got to follow the rules."
Just give us the pollo asado. Just give us the fucking pollo asado. Come on.
I
It's
think
not
they
that
decided
hard.
to fuck you. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Even when I put in that order with my redeemed entree, that was free. I paid $2. It was tax on the guacamole. I was like, I've had so many bad experiences at this Chipotle. I know because this is a $2 meal, they're gonna do something to it as soon as I open it up. I'm like, come on, man.
Dude, you should have checked it. Now, okay. This isn't
Since
on
we're making a
you.
YouTube video, we
Check
need to wrap it
before
up.
you
We
leave
need to say
now.
nice things
You
about
gotta
Chipotle
check
now
it
to
before
wrap
you
it up.
Wait, all right. So what's the etiquette on drive-through checking when there's somebody else? Like you're at the window, you get your stuff, and then you just
okay.
start checking.
I
And
got
then
some
I'm like,
insider
dude,
info.
We live in a society. You got to move forward.
Pull up.
Because I gotta get to the window.
Pull up. Get the
You
fuck
don't
out
look
of my
though.
way.
You don't take
Pull
a
up.
peeky peek. Just a little sneaky peek.
I
just-
know, Tom. Get out of my way. Get
Maybe
the
I'm
fuck-
gullible,
John's
but I
got-
assume that
John,
they're
go.
going to get my very easy to take order right. And I was wrong.
I think
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, go for it,
Dude,
John.
anybody who's checking their Starbucks order after they got their coffee and making sure that they have their fucking actual thing in their little sleeve, it's like that was made specific. Please get the fuck out of my way.
What is the appropriate time? Like 2 seconds?
I think
I
you
get
just
No,
spot.
grab the
in-
bag and go. Get out of my
No.
way.
I think
Get out
I
of the way.
understand grab the bag and go because okay, one, I worked at Taco Bell. They do have a timer. They time you. Like,
Thank you.
Like they want you in and out. They don't want your car sitting there for more than a minute. So
But this is as the customer. This is you as the customer.
As
If
the
you
customer.
are you looking at your do you, Colby, when you get your fast food order, do you sit in the part in drive-through window for any time over 2 seconds to like check the order?
typically no, but recently I'm getting older and I have started
Oh,
peeking
I
in the
say
bag
yes.
No,
very quickly.
no.
Very like
I
literally it's
peek
a
in the
peek
bag,
and it's,
guys.
I peek
I'm
and I go
talking fast
1, 2,
food joints,
3,
though.
bam, 1, 2, 3, got it
No.
all. I'm out. Like I take
Starbucks
it
is
in
whatever.
2 seconds.
Starbucks is a one item thing. You shouldn't have to look at your thing. But we're talking like I go to McDonald's and get fucking 7 items and it's all in one bag. You're goddamn right. I'm gonna check it.
No, go park in a parking spot.
You
and check
guys are
And then I have to
Also,
walk
you're
in,
giving
John,
me
like a
full
fucking
pisser energy
nobody.
right now.
Seconds. It's
Yeah,
2
if they don't
seconds.
get my order on.
I am getting pool pisser energy from both of you
it.
guys.
Absolutely,
Oh,
absolutely.
no. Oh,
The
no.
airplane
Genius.
standing, pool pissing, bag checking.
I,
guy.
my argument is we wait for everyone else to check their little bag for 5 seconds every goddamn day. They can wait for me to
Doesn't
check my
make
bag
it
for 5
right.
seconds.
Doesn't make it right. And if
That's the world we live in, John.
And if your friends were jumping off cliffs, Tom, would you do it? Come on, it's
What
not
you
look,
just
because
said.
I'd at
everybody's
least take
doing
5 seconds to
Which
look
one?
down the hill.
it. No, dude, you don't take. Listen, if you're taking more than 2 seconds to go, boop, yep, got it, fucking out of the. If you want to take time to check the bag, go park. Go fucking park.
Are you all
Go
right,
park.
Tom? Are you also the guy where it's like you're at Starbucks and they're like the person in front of you paid for you and you're like sick, just take off?
No, I'm the pay for guy.
Are you a
there.
pay it forward guy?
I'm absolutely a pay
wow.
for
All right,
guy.
all right.
Absolutely. Are you guys not? Are you guys?
I'm a
You
pay
guys
for
don't
guy.
pay. You say dope and you drive away.
No, you have to,
Only
and it's
during
always
the
like
holiday season.
cool. The one behind
only
you
during the
is
holiday season. What does that mean?
2731. You're like, okay.
Look,
If Santa's involved, then I'm keeping it.
the
That's
only
great.
time that I've been in that situation, the person who paid for the entire line, literally paid for like 10 tickets of Starbucks. So no
Wow.
opportunity there for me to pay for anybody. So
How do you even do
still
that?
waiting on it.
You just like leave it open.
Folsom, California, baby.
They probably just
Some
bam.
Some
They
guy
have 'em all
fucking
queued
hit the
up.
credit card and was just having a good day with it. Made some money in tech or something. I don't know what
He's
people
getting his
got here.
points.
Dude, he
Smart
probably,
man.
He probably
Yeah,
hit
dude.
the fucking under on the goddamn
Credit
preseason
card.
games this week.
Right.
Anyway, we just found out that there's 2 pool pissers among us, so that's just that's the biggest piece.
I'm gonna
confirmed
post
on pod.
script. Sometimes when it's dark, I don't look in the bag. I put my hand in the bag and feel it.
I thought you were gonna say sometimes when it's dark, I do piss in the pool.
Well, I piss in the pool at all times, and you know that anyway. So
Tom sometimes just takes syringes and throws them in the ball pit at McDonald's too. Real monster.
I'm
Nice.
that bad of a guy for this.
He's a real monster. He's a real animal.
Oh boy. All right, well, that was
Where else?
20 plus minutes of food talk. Oh boy,
You love to see it. Look.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Needed to happen.
It's
You gotta
preseason.
talk. Yeah, exactly. Preseason, baby.
It's a whole YouTube video, and like I said, guys, I'm excited for us to be our last podcast because Chipotle's going to sue us, and this whole thing is done. The whole thing is done. It's a great last episode.
Yeah,
Living
this
on
def-
Chipotle
this
is a free
defamation-
country, right?
I am
Well,
going to
we
make
have
a 20-minute
evidence.
video on YouTube about our Chipotle
Or are we
discussion.
gonna
got
say
Matt.
it's all a joke? It's just parody, baby. Just parody.
We got Matt.
I'm going
We
to
got
edit
the
that into
evidence.
the
We're
beginning
fine.
and the end of the YouTube video.
All right,
This is our chance to get like Costa Vida on board with us or something.
Oh, there we go.
Matt.
Yeah.
Here's your chance, other fast
Alright.
food Mexican spots.
Cadoba, hit us up.
You know it? Yeah, sure.
Let's go. All right.
I don't care.
Let's transition
Yes, what's
to
that Mexican place?
maybe a little bit of sports. How about that? So this
Police
week
goes.
obviously was NFL preseason week 1. Quite a few fun games, definitely a few fun performances. So we're gonna try out one of our fun new segments that we're gonna be doing throughout the NFL season. And now that I think about it, we probably need to get a graphic or something built for this, but we'll do that in the future. But we're gonna hit some studs and duds from NFL preseason 1.
go.
We're going to do a little round robin. Everyone's going to touch on a couple studs and a couple duds that they had from the performances this week. So once again, I'm going to ask who wants to kick us off, boys.
I think John should because
Okay.
he has like
John does
60.
have a lot. John has quite a few.
Well, I'm gonna go with the one that I know that I probably am the only one who has. I've got a nice 4th round pick out of Florida for a team that really doesn't get talked about right now unless it's in was attached to this piece of shit quarterback or, we're making fun of them. But Dameon Pierce for the Texans, dude. The guy was pretty electric in his limited usage. 5 carries, 49 yards. Had an awesome 20-yard run that the Texans casters were actually really stoked about. Gave off those like Arian Foster vibes, just really in tune with where everybody was at. Super balanced, had great speed in the open field, made guys miss. He's just like a downhill type of guy. I think that there's work to be done with the passing game for him. He had a pass that went off his hands and was an interception. But he was never used as like a passing. He was never used as a passing guy, though. He was in Florida. He was a goal line guy. He got 13 touchdowns in 21, being pretty much exclusively that goal line guy. But he showed off a lot of really good stuff. The big thing is he outshined Marlon Mack. I think Dameon Pierce.
Shocker.
I think Dameon Pierce legitly has a shot, but even still, with like rookies, you have question marks, right? It's like Marlon Mack, veteran, but at least has experience in the league. Let's see what he does.
But he always fucking fails. He always can't keep a job.
But that's what I'm saying.
one
Is even
season.
still, you still have those question marks about some rookies. But Dameon Pierce came in and definitely showed that, hey, you might have a guy over here in Texas. And I do like what the Texans have been doing too. If I can also just spin this into something real quick. I feel like they're kind of going under the radar. I think the over-under on their wins was set at like 4.5, which hammer the over because this team is actually pretty fucking good, considering.
Is that our
Davis
first
Mills,
lock
John?
of
Is
the
it Davis
season?
Mills?
What's that? No, Tom, what did you say?
I
I'm
want to know
sorry,
if you think Davis Mills is going to be the starting quarterback for this at least 5-win or better team.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Oh,
he
yeah.
didn't have a bad, like, that's what I'm saying. That the
He was
defense had a
good.
great outing. Yeah, he had a great outing as well. And some of these pieces are falling into place where I feel like the Texans have been able to kind of quietly go under the radar because everybody's obviously focused on other factors. And so Lovie Smith has just kind of come in, been able to take over the team. And I seriously, I would say over on 4.5 wins for sure for the
I'm
Texans.
with you.
Yeah, they
Davis
look
Mills is
good.
solid, man. He would have been an easy first-round pick this year.
Absolutely.
If he came out. Good
Absolutely.
athlete. He just had some injuries at Stanford, but I really liked him coming out, and he played pretty well last year.
And
he's got that huge giraffe neck. He sees very well over the line.
Absolutely. You got to
only
take
gonna
that
get
into
better.
account.
All right.
And Damian Pierce is climbing up your draft boards in your dynasty league. So the longer you wait, the worse off you'll be. Get your drafts done.
Absolutely.
Ready for some rapid fire, boys?
That dude's about to outplay his ADP like very quickly.
Hell yeah, hit us.
Texans Colts week 1. Is that a Texans win? Texans Colts.
No.
Yes.
No. All right. You're gonna go yes.
Is it in Indy?
It's in Houston.
Yes. Texans will win that game.
Keep your own hand up for wins, John.
John's
if you're going against the group. Yeah,
I'm just gonna let John go.
Texans in Denver.
No.
Broncos though.
All right, 1-1. Texans in Chicago.
That's right.
Yes.
All right.
Maybe.
So 2-1, let's say.
Chicago offense did nothing to fix the offensive line.
Yeah. And their wide receivers are trash.
Yeah.
Chargers in Houston. That's a loss, right?
That's an L. Chargers should win that game.
2-2. Texans going to the Jacksonville Jags.
Texans. I'll take Texans.
3-2. Texans going to Las Vegas.
I'll take Vegas.
3-3. Texans hosting the Titans. I feel like they could split that season.
You think
series.
so? You think the Texans
split
could beat
the Jags?
Titans?
Hell yeah! I think the Titans are on the down. I think the Titans are Malik Willis going to be starting, and they're not going to make the playoffs, and they're going to do a whole new direction next season.
Were the Titans the number 1 seed? What seed were they in the playoffs this year?
Number 1 seed.
And now they can't even beat the Texans. Is that
yeah?
Really
it was a sham. It was a sham that they were there.
Your Mr. Texans are good.
No, I want you to feed me this. I want you to feed me this because this defense, they have rookies all over the place who are like playing at fucking super high caliber. The defense actually looks good.
Davis Mills has an incredible neck.
Incredible. So
how
look,
where
man,
are we at?
I'm just saying.
Texans. Let's finish this. It's rapid fire, John. I'm way past my rapid fire.
All right, sorry.
We're 3-3, 3-3 right now, or
W.
That's
yes.
W for okay. So 4-3. Birds going to Houston. That's a loss. So 4-4.
Yes.
Okay.
Go.
You got yeah, good. Texans going to New York Giants.
Texans.
5-4. Texans hosting the Commanders.
Texans.
All right, so they're winning 6 games.
So, yeah, this is a playoff team. Texans going to Miami.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right, 6-5. Browns going to the Texans. This might be Deshaun Watson come home game.
Texans.
Wow.
7-5 on the John McCann Texans scale.
Give me the Texans with a big old middle finger to Deshaun.
We got the Battle of the Lone Star State. Texans going to the Cowboys on December 11th. Texans 8-5. This team is killing it. Chiefs going to Houston.
Chiefs. Don't give me that. I'm not crazy.
All right, 7-6. All right, Texans going to the Titans.
Texans. Fuck it.
Sweep. 8-6.
Give me the sweep on the Titans. I'll take it on
Jags
the Titans.
going to the Texans.
Sweep.
Jags going? Yeah, Jags. Dude, Texans sweep again. Give it.
9-6.
Holy shit, dude.
All right, final game of the season.
Teams winning the division.
I think I missed the game.
Yeah.
Texans going to Indianapolis January 8th, final game of the season. They're 9-6. They've already
Indy.
locked up the playoffs.
We need might figure it
Davis
out.
Mills is sitting for the game.
Yeah.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
So they're 9-7,
it.
and Tom missed a game.
Yeah.
All right, so you want to give them an extra game or
I think it was 9-6 going into it, and they lost to that. So yeah,
No, give me 9-8. I think this is a
9-8? Okay.
9-win team. Give me
So-
9-8. I think
And the
they're
fact that
9-8.
even with that math and their over under 5, right? They need to win 5 games to
Correct.
beat the over.
Yeah.
No,
So
they
ladder
need
it
to
up
win
to
5.
7. You heard it here first, folks.
I'm gonna say like you sweep the Jags, you beat the Giants, you take one against Indy and
1 against
Tennessee.
the Titans. Yeah, that's the key for the Texans.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just saying hammer the over. I think 4.5 is fucking egregious.
I
think
agree.
that there's definitely some fucking wins that the Texans will go out and get.
It's
And I think
Lovey,
there's some
right?
shockers. I'm telling you, this defense is playing at a high level. It's they've been jealous. Lovey has been loving what's going on at practice. They've been again super under the radar because everything is focused on Deshaun right now. I know I've taken up way more time than I need to. Give me the
That was fun,
Texans.
We're a Texans podcast and a
fun.
Chipotle
All right.
podcast so far. So
Deal.
yeah,
Maybe
it's a good podcast
anti-Chipotle.
so
We didn't
far.
say much good about
I
that.
don't know if we're a Chipotle podcast.
that's
Yeah,
a good point.
Work you
I'm
know
gonna
the
go
We
snack.
podcast.
discussed Chipotle. Yeah.
I'm gonna snag
You
a
know
beer.
one Costa Vida. I love
All right.
love John to death. I think Texans will do better than 4.5, but wow, 9-8. That's
That's bold.
aggressive. Aggressive. All right, Matt. Since everybody's leaving us, you want to hit us with a stud or a dud?
Yeah, but I'll go with the stud. Another 4th rounder that I really liked out of Coastal Carolina is Isaiah Likely. He had some great camp reports on the rookie camp. He is climbing up draft boards as well in Dynasty, pairing up really with Mark Andrews in Baltimore. He had 4 catches for 44 yards. He's more of like a pure slot tight end. He's not going to block. He's going to catch balls. But he had a contested catch. He had a catch where he juked like Lamar Jackson in open space that got some pretty good highlights on it. So
Wait, he juked Lamar Jackson?
he juked and he looked like Lamar a little bit. He
okay.
shook one defender, juked another, and went forward.
Hell
Had a
no.
contested catch that he came down with, which he did a lot at Coastal Carolina. I am going with Isaiah Likely in dynasty leagues, and maybe on as a flyer at the end of your rounds, if Mark Andrews gets hurt, Isaiah Likely is going to get a lot of targets.
Hell yeah, let's go. Love that.
Good. And also, Ravens love their tight ends. They always have multiple. Hayden Hurst. They had who else did they have with Hayden Hurst? That's also a stud. I forget.
Mark Andrews.
Well, Mark Andrews is always number 1, but they've had Hayden Hurst and another white tight end that's really
They
good
didn't
too.
have Hooper.
No.
They had in the third guy. I
No.
know you're talking about.
Yeah,
Anyways, they always feature 2 tight ends, so go get them.
hell yeah, deal. Tom, you want to hit us with a stud or a dud?
Well, we got to talk about my boy Jalen Hurts going out and having probably the best showing of any first team in the entire week 1 of the preseason. That boy can take a seat because he's too hot for the field. Woo! So it was a good first round. A bummer we didn't have Devontae out there because I really want to see what Devontae Smith and AJ Brown and Goddard and the whole offense looks like together. That's why Quez got some good looks. But besides a complete bullshit holding call that held him back from a rushing touchdown, he was perfect. And very, very happy with my guy Jalen. And he's rising those fantasy football fucking drafts for sure.
Yeah, dude.
And I hope stock is rising for this actual team. So
This is a little
all that, gimme.
a little tease for our ignored unrequested fantasy rankings. I've got Hurts in my top 5 for quarterbacks, so we can talk a little bit about that later in the podcast.
Smart man.
Tom, where did you watch the Eagles game this week?
I actually watched it on the course. For the first time in my life, believe it or not,
course.
a golf course, dude.
Oh, really?
I don't think I've ever literally been on a golf course besides like driving through it or, a friend lives near a golf course and we take their golf cart around. I've never actually just been on a golf course. So I watched football on a golf course for the first time and Colby won the round.
I actually lost, but I had a great round. It was my first round with my new
Chris
irons.
come back?
Yeah, because I fucked up the last hole. It was a dog shit performance on the 18.
I may or may not have had a few and was sitting on the golf cart driving TJ around and watching the game.
Yeah.
And I just had and I was driving around fucking having a grand time. Fucking, yeah, I had so much fun in the golf cart.
It was a blast, dude. We got to do it more often. All right. One of my studs of the week is Romeo Dubs. He's a receiver for the Green Bay Packers. I know, unfortunately, it was against the Niners. However, it was against the second unit. But he had 3 receptions,
Preseason.
45 yards, and a tutty. One of those touchdowns actually came on 4th down. And then I'm going to actually go ahead and transition into my duds because that touchdown on 4th down was against our safety, Trevarius Moore. unfortunately. So he gave up that big tutty on 4th down. He's a little rusty though. He missed last season with an ACL tear. So my like big takeaway for him is hungry dogs bite harder. So he's gonna come back. He's got a little chip on his shoulder. I saw an article writing him up basically saying he might not get a lot of playing time, but he will be in like a nickel package. So hopefully he can just work his ass off and come back because we're going to need him. I know the Niners have had a lot of past struggles in the secondary position, specifically with safeties as well. So hopefully he can dial it.
Colby, it's hungry dogs run faster. Play the Eagles thing and you'll hear it.
Okay. You know, I was trying to like kind of co-op it and do my own thing a little bit. But
got it.
I get it. Hungry dogs.
Sorry.
But like, why? Like, actually, that's bullshit. Hungry dogs don't run faster because they're tired and they're hungry. Like, they shouldn't run faster.
Yeah, they're more desperate though.
It's true.
No, I think hungry dogs bite harder is better.
If they both
Ravenous.
work,
I agree.
but yeah,
Ravenous.
fair enough.
I do have to.
But
Ravenous.
how many dogs is in you though?
Dude, unlimited.
How much dog is in you?
Unlimited.
Unlimited dog, dude?
I gotta get the Let's Ride drop. That's the new one.
Oh, we have to get the Let's Ride drop.
I'll get a few more drops, but I just burned a stud and a dud. So John, I'm passing it back to you, my guy. Hit me with a stud or a dud.
You did stud and a dud. Let's see. I can hit you with I'll do another stud. I'm on
Stud, all right.
No, you're right. Let's do a dud. I'm gonna
give
go
you some intro music. Bum, bum, bum. All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go since we're looking to some of these veteran, guys to come out and have a good starting. One of my duds, Kenny Golladay.
Bah, yep.
Man,
Can we call the whole Giants roster a dud?
I mean, dude, I had the Giants O-line as a dud. I had Danny Jones as a dud. I had Kenny Golladay as a dud.
I had being an adult as a dud at the Giants camp with the amount of fights they had in front of people. We've already discussed that last week, but it still keeps happening.
Saying, look, so for Kenny Golladay specifically, right, 3 years, $72 million, has not lived up to that at all. And in week 1, did not help build his case into like instilling any confidence into him turning it around. Caught one of his 3 targets. There was a 3rd down play in the red zone that he looked like he fully gave up on, and just is not instilling any sort of confidence. He's getting beat all over the field. And again, it's a Giants, like we just said, it's a Giants organization that has question marks literally everywhere. And Kenny Golladay just has not helped to alleviate any of those questions. So
Bad contract.
That's a
You
dud.
when he signed it, we all did.
Yep, that's a dud.
Sock comes
Can I
from
ask
miles
a
away.
question about this team? Why are we sucking off Saquon for no reason? He has
his
not been good in
ADP is low.
years. Is it just because he's Saquon?
I think it's value, and I saw something too that was like a doctor who knows what the fuck he's talking about said he is good to go. Like he is ready. He is back in pre-injury form. So there's some report that was talking about that he's like good to go now. That's what I heard, and that's why I keep seeing him creeping up.
I feel like one of the
Name
words
value.
that I feel like that's what it is. Like Colby brought up the word and its potential, and I feel like you get that with some of these other guys, like fucking Zach Wilson or some of these other quarterbacks that have not lived up to the hype, and it's just like they come with this preconceived hype that just then we start to stipulate with like, oh, injury, oh, bad offensive line, oh, bad this, but it's just, I don't know, man. At a certain point you just have to call it what it is, and I don't know why.
He's a freak. I mean, we all know that he's a very talented running back, but he gets hurt every year. His O-line sucks. Their team's gonna suck. So I'm not saying like he's a bad player, but I don't know why he's suddenly creeping back up draft boards.
I got another rapid fire for you guys real quick. If we can go around the room.
Okay.
Colby, Saquon or Ezekiel Elliott?
Oh, I'd probably take Saquon.
John, same question.
On their teams that they're on now?
You're drafting in fantasy, let's just say.
Oh, okay. Fuck. Zeke.
Matt?
Yeah, do you have their ADPs?
I don't. We can pull him,
I'd probably take Zeke because I think he's going a little bit later.
See,
I think
I take
behind a better line.
Saquon. That splits us, I think, but
Yeah,
I
it
don't
does.
know.
Which, hey, that means it's a good question, right?
I think, yeah.
I think the only reason I take Saquon is it's kind of like the CMC effect, where it's like he is the only guy on that roster that is a like X factor. Basically, I've been playing a lot of Madden 23, big X factor guy. But I think it's like he's the only guy that's going to make a difference there.
And Kadarius Toney, Wandale Robinson,
Who?
young receiver.
Who?
Hey,
I get what you're saying.
Kadarius
those are
Toney's
mad
gonna get
sleepers.
traded, dude. There's rumors about him getting traded. Like,
Yeah,
that
he
guy's gonna
wanted
be on
out.
the Bears. Yeah,
they just took a receiver too. I mean, whatever. Like Sterling Shepard was hyped up every year, and he's still
yikes,
buried.
dude.
So
there hasn't been a great Giants receiver in a long time, dude. Remember Evan Ingram hype? That was disappointing always.
Who's the last great receiver besides Odell?
Victor Cruz.
Like, it's Odell.
Victor Cruz. I was thinking like Amani Toomer.
Yeah. Plexico Harris, dude.
Yeah.
Plaxico. Yeah.
I think Victor Cruz is probably the most recent.
Victor Cruz is legit.
Fucking little cha-cha.
Mario Manningham.
Also, don't you think Tony is like super like a future Bears receiver? Like, he just seems like a Bears player.
I love Kadarius Toney, so I would
not
not like to see that.
Who was the guy on the Bears that was always good and punt returner, short guy, fast?
Devin Hester?
Tariq Cohen.
Tariq Cohen,
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
I guess that was a wide receiver, but
Or Hester.
He was running back.
Hester. Yeah. I can see it. Just feels like a Bears player.
Philgang said, stay away from Zeke. Tony mania for week 1, 13 points in one drive, then failure.
Let's go.
That's
my
good.
guy. I'll do a dud. And I was gonna do Zach Wilson, but I'm gonna go with the Jets turf because like I don't understand. I don't understand it at all. So why NFL owners are obviously billionaires. They have so much money invested in these top draft picks, and time again, we see them just refuse to address the turf at MetLife. And you think like the Giants owner and the Jets owner, the Mara family, and whoever the hell, whoever owns the Jets, think they could like split it, right? They could split costs on the turf.
Yeah.
Like, why is there turf? Like, get rid of it. Zach Wilson almost died on Friday in front of everybody. And you had to look at a future where Joe Flacco and Mike White were battling it out with Jimmy Garoppolo possibly being in the picture, and your season's tanked.
True.
So
can we talk about the injury really quick to Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
While we're on the subject. So earlier in the game, Jalen Hurts ran out of bounds and just got fucking destroyed on the Jets sideline. And people were pissed.
It was weak.
So
yeah, they should be.
Pretty quickly after that was when Zach Wilson got hurt. So I just felt like it was some weird team karma. And it's not Zach Wilson's fault at all. Obviously, it's no one's fault besides maybe the guy that hit Jalen Hurts when he was out of bounds, that his own head coach said was completely inappropriate in the press conference after the game. So I did like Bobby Saleh for saying that, dude. Just getting out in front of it and just say, yep,
stand up guy.
Completely outrageous. Never should happen.
No, that was as dirty as it gets, even if it's
true.
The NFC Championship game.
Dude, it's the preseason, dude. They basically, these quarterbacks should have red fucking shirts on. Basically, that's the way we should think of them, especially the first team, man.
Yeah.
I
agree.
I also think, though, that previous to, obviously the hit is egregious, but then previous to the injury, Jets fans didn't have anything to really cheer about with the way that Zach Wilson was performing. He had 2 really bad throws. He had 6 total throws, and 2 of them were atrocious. A terrible interception, and there was another one that was, I believe, almost an interception. There was a lot of talk about, last year he held on to the ball too long. And he would run on these 3rd and long situations that would like ill-advised runs. He did another one and unfortunately was injured on the play. There was a lot of bad bullet points against Zach Wilson's game. And that's not to say that the injury is bad. And I agree with Matt. I feel like that turf situation needs to be fucking handled. It's just egregious that it hasn't been handled yet. But just unfortunate injury, but still there was a lot to be desired. It was not like Zach Wilson was out there just, impressing the masses, especially for Jets fans.
I don't know if you heard what Garrett Wilson said, and this is a rookie. So he said Joe Flacco, they asked him if there was a difference between Joe Flacco and Zach Wilson out there, and he said Yeah, you can definitely notice the difference. Joe's been doing this a long time. He's good with like pace and touch and knowing when to turn it up and when to take a little bit off. And he just throws a really catchable ball. So yeah, there's definitely a difference.
He just said everything
That's
nice about
something
a
Zach's
quarterback.
gonna have to learn. Like Zach, if you watch him at BYU, I mean, he had a lot of highlights, but he missed a lot of layups and he made a lot of bad decisions.
If I could recall some footage of Matt saying you want Zach Wilson.
I love Zach Wilson. I do. I did want Zach Wilson.
I can pull it up.
But he did have a lot. I mean, that his tape showed a lot of that. I'm high on him. I think he'll be fine. But
rapid fire, Matt only. Fucking Trey Lance or Zach Wilson.
Trey Lance, 100%.
All right, good answer. All right, good.
Mental makeup, really.
Here we go. Let's go.
All right, Tom. What you got?
My dud, dude. I declared this like a weird object I had to declare coming back from East Asia. I declared that I'm taking Deshaun Watson as my dud of the week because that guy got chanted at, "You sick fuck," which I'm shocked the NFL did not do. Are they so fucking? Of course, opposing fans are going to scream that. What do you think's going to happen? And literally the Browns are basically calling the bluff of the NFL. Like, well, if you're going to take him out for the whole season, we're going to play him tonight. And they did. And he got screamed at and called a sick fuck. And, maybe it's the 2.5 years of not playing. Maybe it's the fact that he's a sick fuck. Maybe it's the fact that he's getting called a sick fuck, but he played pretty terribly in that game. So
I think that's called karma, Tom.
Karma, dude. Oh, man. Hell yeah, dude.
He couldn't even handle a snap.
Yeah.
He was like
embarrassing,
dropping the snaps and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's been living in his own little bubble. Fucking awful. In his own bubble forever.
1 of 5, 7 yards.
Good.
Did you guys watch any of that?
I watched a couple of the videos of like the chants and stuff like that. And some of those plays where, I mean, he was missing terribly.
I watched both of his first 2 drives. It was as bad as it seemed. Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
He was missing bad. Like, just looked lost.
Fumbling the snap, having a hard time, like, even handing it off. His first throw, he, like, rolls out to the left as a wide open receiver, hucks it, like, 70 feet over his head. Just
so bad. Like,
the only pass he completed was, like, an easy check down to David Njoku.
Well,
I mean, you would expect Russ to, like, we're talking karma and all that stuff. You would expect Russ from a guy that hasn't played in a year, but it was kind of funny to see how bad he was.
Good.
For sure.
It's fucking great.
It feels great for everyone in the NFL sphere. So
besides
Deshaun Watson, go fuck yourself.
But they're used to that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Failgang said Deshaun, quote, technically not convicted of sexual assault Watson. Dude's career's over, in my opinion. Even after this year's suspension, fuck Watson. So yeah.
And I think it's just the narrative behind it. Yeah, it's the narrative behind it, man. It's the biggest guaranteed contract and one of the more egregious crimes.
Yeah.
So it's just like this it's a super sour taste on just like this thing that's been happening in the NFL forever, as far as like people that are doing these horrific sexual acts are getting away with it. And now all of a sudden we're coming to this fruition where maybe, like you said, a little bit of karma is catching up, and this guy is hearing all these cries from the NFL and from the population at large. So
he's gonna get it forever too, because if he only gets suspended for a year, even, he will have gotten away with it still.
Yep.
So people aren't going to let it go. This isn't going to be a Ben Roethlisberger. It's not going to be a Kobe. It's not going to be even like a Tyreek Hill or a Joe Mixon. He's probably fucked forever.
All right. Deshaun Watson, Ray Rice, and Calvin Ridley all walk into a bar. Oh, wait, Calvin Ridley's not in there because it's only week 5. That's my joke.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, it took me a second.
I'm not it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I get it.
I'm working on the material, guys. Sorry.
Failgang had a bomb in the chat. He said Ray Lewis still hoping people don't ask where his suit is at.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah, Marvin Harrison's still hiding some bodies too. Somewhere, so
and Peyton Manning too. We've covered that here.
Yo, I watched a Family Guy episode recently that calls Peyton Manning out, which is actually kind of funny. They call
people out early, dude. Yeah,
I loved it.
Off rumor.
It's the best. All right, I'm gonna wrap up my studs and duds. Once again, I'm gonna hit you guys with a twofer. So I'll start with a dud. Antonio Gibson, who's been going relatively high in fantasy football drafts, had a terrible performance this week for the Commanders. He had 4 yards and a fumble He touched the ball 5 times, got 4 yards, fumbled near the goal line. At that point, Ron Rivera said, "Get fucked," and he put Brian Robinson Jr. in, who's their 3rd-round draft pick, who got 6 carries for 26 yards. Yeah, he ended up scoring that touchdown on the goal line, and he also had 2 receptions for 15 yards. So he's my stud, Brian Robinson Jr. Keep your eyes peeled. I mean, obviously, I think I had Antonio Gibson in a league last year. The dude fumbles. He's not super consistent. You can think it's his year, but it might not be. So it's preseason week 1. They're working out a lot of kinks, but just be a little wary of Antonio Gibson in your fantasy drafts this year. Any of you guys got some honorable mentions or anyone that you guys want to mention before we move on to ignored, unrequested fantasy rankings?
Absolutely. Fucking stud. Trey Lance.
Yeah.
He had a perfect passer rating
Let's
in week
fucking
1. Come on. He obviously had that bomb to Danny Gray, who's also a stud. It's going to be fun. Like, Danny Gray is probably already, I would say, top 5 fastest players in the NFL. Like, he's a true, like, burner. So it'll be fun to see Trey Lance with that. And he missed 1 throw on that out, barely. But otherwise, he looked really calm, really composed. And I don't know, man. I don't know.
It looks good. I will say he had that 1 high throw, which was kind of like a check down to the tight end on the left side of the field. I think it was to Ross Dwelly, potentially.
Yep, it was.
But other than that, he looked fucking great. So, fail gank, get fucked. Trey Lance is going to ruin you this year.
I guess if I'm in the same breath of first-year quarterbacks, there was a lot of rookie QBs who showed up over week 1. Malik Willis, Desmond Ridder, Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett in particular is probably the most interesting because he showed out, and that Steelers team is now facing a Mason Rudolph, Mitch Trubisky, and now Kenny Pickett trio, where they're going to have to
all of Pittsburgh, the whole football team from Pitt showed up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cool.
It's interesting. It is interesting in Pittsburgh right now, and Kenny Pickett, like, not a bad outing.
Hometown hero, dude.
13 of 15, 95 yards, 2 tutties, tossed the game winner with 3 seconds left. Guy has that clutch gene in him. So Kenny Pickett made some waves this weekend. So good week for rookie QBs.
Also, 2nd-year guy Kellen Mond was 9 of 14 with 114 yards and 2 TDs for the Vikings. He also did something Kirk Cousins will never do, which is he kind of like went back and forth and he threw it out of the end zone. It wasn't great, but he evaded like multiple people in the pocket, ran around. He's built like Colin Kaepernick pretty much. He's like 6'5", wiry, and pretty fast with a good arm. So he was drafted in the 3rd round, I think, last year. So I don't know if he was kind of like the last of the, but he would have been a 1st rounder this year. I don't know. I like Kellen Mond a lot coming out. So Kirk Cousins, look out.
Beware.
Hot seat.
Yeah, I'm looking up his contract right now to see when he is there.
He's been franchise tagged for the last 10 years, right?
I think he just signed an extension either last year or the year before.
Recently.
Finally.
So he's
Give
there.
himself like
Mr. Franchise
more
tag
years.
for a
Yeah,
while,
he's there
yeah.
this year and then through 2023 as well. But knowing, I mean, shoot, maybe it looks like there is a
New head coach. They might be willing to tear down if things go bad.
They can void the last 2 years for 2024 and 2025.
Classic NFL contract.
Yeah, they say Zimmer did not give Kellen Mond like the time of day last year at all. So we'll see. New system, new quarterback.
New system.
I want to see it.
That dude, that team, that Vikings roster is too talented for them to not do that well. I mean, you got
every year
the most electric young, except for maybe Jamar Chase, but Justin Jefferson is going higher than Jamar Chase in a lot of fantasy drafts. That's obviously fantasy, not real football. But I think Justin Jefferson, I think everybody would rather have him on their team than Jamar Chase probably right now. And then you still have an Adam Thielen who's hungry. He's going to go out, fucking make great plays. Dalvin Cook, arguably top 3, top 4 running back in the league. So it just that team, that at least on the offensive side of the ball, is electric. So they got to get it figured out.
Yep.
If injuries didn't exist, that team was winning the Super Bowl.
Probably true. Maybe not with Kirk Cousins, but maybe. I mean, he had a great season last year. He really did. If you look at the stats, had
He
a
always
great
does when you
fucking
look at
Great
his
season.
stats.
stats.
Great stats guy.
yeah,
Kirk Cousins
that
is a
true.
great stats guy.
But when it matters, that's when it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And
Colby, what's the word for the opposite of clutch?
You really put me on the spot here. I would say pussy-minded. I don't know, beta cuck male. Maybe that might be.
That is what
There you
an
go.
obvious alpha male would say.
Yeah. That's
There it is. That's
there,
what I
there
wanted.
It is. There
That's
it is.
what I
That's
wanted,
all
yeah.
you need, dude. I was trying to find the fart with reverb, but once again, these things got all rearranged around, so it's floating around here somewhere. All right. Well, that was our first inaugural Studs and Duds. So appreciate everybody for listening to that. But now we're gonna move on to a little ignored and unrequested fantasy rankings. So last week we talked a little bit about running backs. We talked about kind of like, would you rather have CMC over Derrick Henry? Would you rather? Obviously, I think we all took just JT as our number one. But now I kind of want to let's just like bounce around. Let's just have a little discussion about. We'll start with running backs once again. Then we'll do wide receivers, and we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. So, running backs once again. I mean, we're all gonna fucking take JT from the Colts. I actually have Austin Eckler as my number 2 ranked. Where does Eckler fall for you guys? Yeah.
Probably not number 2.
Okay. So you got Henry or CMC at 2?
I feel
CMC.
I feel compelled to follow standard ADP that I've seen with CMC at 2. But it's honestly, boys, it scares the shit out of me.
That's
I
that's
just don't
why
like
Eckler.
I don't want 2. It's like that's the fucked up part is I don't want pick number 2 for that reason specifically. Even honestly, look back at history to number 1 overall picks. Sometimes number 1 overall picks that are obvious turn out to not be that great sometimes. So
True.
Just take Cooper Kupp at 2 then.
I
that
don't.
seems
Well,
pretty consistent, but
I would rather have probably Cup or Chase or Jefferson, but
Yeah, I was
over
gonna
any
say
of the
Justin
running backs.
Jefferson,
if we're just talking RBs, I don't hate Eckler being 2.
Dalvin Cook.
I don't.
Cook gets hurt every year.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing is like you're well, I guess you're
Better
comparing apples
draft
to
James
apples at that
Madison
point.
or whatever.
Derrick Henry, can you justify
James
taking him that high?
Madison.
I think
you can't take Derrick Henry at 2.
You could justify taking Henry at 2. You really could, but in a mock draft got him at 7. So it depends on the people you're drafting with, and that goes for all of this, right?
I love
Right,
Derrick
everybody.
Henry in number 7. I hate him in the top 5. No thanks.
Yeah. Because it's once again,
Somebody's
like we
gonna
said
do it.
last week, every year feels like the year that Derrick Henry is not going to perform, or he's going to get a season-ending injury because he's getting older.
Well,
He's
last
going to be
year was when it
29 at
finally
the end of
happened.
the year.
I guess
last year was when
year
it finally
did.
happened.
Yeah,
He is going to be 29 at
One
the end
people
of
league
this
for
year.
that.
His efficiency has gone down the last 3 seasons. He's still a tank, but I just don't love him. I wouldn't love taking him in the top 5.
I'm a big
You
Derrick
want your
Henry
guy
fan,
that you
though.
take in the
I'm-
top
I'm
5
the
to be
guy.
like, this is my ride or die. He's going to get me 20 points every week. That's why
I'm just
receivers
that-
are risky too.
I've just had so many good experiences with Derrick Henry that I'm sitting here and like,
Yeah.
do you guys see how he caught 2 passes in the last game of the season last year? He's gonna be a PPR monster. You know, that's just me. But you know, because I've gotten pretty far in fantasy with that guy as my guy, so I feel confident with him. So, and that's what's I think great about this whole fantasy season this year is that for once the top fucking 7 players is pretty fluid. And it's different based on who you're drafting with, which is actually awesome. There's no slam dunk because literally you can even say from Jonathan Taylor regression, that's what should happen with someone with that kind of production, to CMC injury, to Derrick Henry injury, to Cooper Kupp regression, fucking any of these guys, right? There's a chance that these guys will bust, you know, or not be that number 1 caliber, but there is a chance that all of them can be the best, the highest point getter.
The tough thing is if you don't take one of the stud running backs, there is a pretty steep drop off in like the 2nd and 3rd round where you're talking like Antonio Gibson, James Conner, like even Nick Chubb is risky to be your RB1. So like, do you just say fuck it and take Derrick Henry because you want to make sure you have a stud, or do you take a Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp type?
I might ride the lightning and go with the wide receiver and try and figure out the running back later. If you're in that, and
Try and
that's
make a
a
trade.
decision. Try and make a trade. I'm gonna trade back. Yeah, I don't know. It depends on where you're at that moment, but tough sell not getting a running back in the first round. That's a hard sell when you're early. You're late.
I
If you're
mean,
late first.
I was gonna say, if you're early second, you could still get away with like a Joe Mixon or a Leonard Fournette, probably. But I would agree.
Those players scare me.
See,
I
don't
understand.
like those players.
Mixon was
I got it.
electric last year.
I'll take Mixon.
That's what I'm saying.
I would
for
too.
sure.
I got away with Mixon last year. I don't think he beats out somebody like a Najee Harris for that end first round pick. But again, you could still get some value out of that early second round, which would be
Fournette's fat, dude. No one wants that guy.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is like to that point, it's like Joe Mixon is probably going to go in the second round, and then after that, you're starting to look at serious downgrade from there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It's
that's
a
and
Harry
that's
move
early.
going
Jones,
zero RB.
DeAndre Swift, Kamara. Like
Swift,
these are all,
I think
they're all big names,
this-
but
the big if here.
Swift is
big
scary.
if,
Kamara
but
could get
Swift could be
suspended.
great.
Fucking-
Kamara could get fucked. Swift
Again,
could have a great
Barkley.
season.
Just like every season, running back is a goddamn crapshoot.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
no one knows exactly who the right guy is.
Okay, let's do rapid fire rankings.
Okay.
I assume we've all got 1 through 5. So I already said I have Jonathan Taylor 1, Austin Eckler 2, Derrick Henry 3. Yes, I know. CMC 4 because I'm scared of the injury, and then Dalvin Cook 5. Once again, also scared of the injury.
PPR, half PPR, or no PPR?
That is for me. That's like a full PPR. Whoa, my camera got way out of focus there.
Full PPR.
Full PPR, and yes, I do have Henry over CMC. Just once again, I just don't trust CMC. He's fucked too many people over last 2 seasons in a row. He's once again the only guy in that offense that they're going to give the ball to. He's going to get hit way too often, in my opinion.
Tom,
you can go. We can go.
All right, cool.
We can go counterclockwise.
CMC is my number 1 with PPR, full PPR.
Wow. Okay.
So maybe it's just all the talk I've heard about how they're going to try and save him, and they're gonna be smarter about using him. And this isn't going to be like last year, guys. Matt Rule's going to figure it out, guys. This isn't the year. It's going to be the Baker's here, guys. Our savior has come. So, but I do think they're going to spread his carries out. And honestly, even with the volume that guy had when he plays, with 75% of the volume he gets, and he's going to get the big plays when they really need it, he's coming in. So I think you can make the argument, especially if you say injuries don't matter, but they definitely do, that he's going to be the best PPR. Jonathan Taylor, they have Nyheim Hines. Jonathan Taylor definitely catches the ball. That's why he was the number 1 running back last year, and he's the focal point. But you can make the argument they want to be a more balanced offense, and I think the Panthers still think CMC is the best thing on their roster by a mile. So I probably go CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler, fucking Derrick Henry, and then honestly, I'm going like Najee Harris, I think, for 5, something like that. If this is full PPR, I'm going that way.
I like it. I'm gonna go. Oh, is it? Oh wait.
No, you go, man.
Counter.
You go. I don't fucking know what order.
I don't know.
To be
Yeah,
honest.
I'll just go. I'm going JT, CMC, Eckler, Mixon, Najee.
Mixon, way up. PPR.
No,
I guess
Mixon
you're
is
yeah.
extremely talented. It's never been about that. It's always been about the O-line. The Bengals have finally revamped that. They got T. Higgins. They got Jamar Chase.
They want to run the ball.
Joey Brr for another year, fully healthy, hopefully, with that appendectomy. But yeah, I like Joe Mixon a lot. Not as a person.
I do, yeah. I'm with you on the Joe Mixon.
Clear that up.
I like that quite a bit. But my only concern there, though, is there are so many other weapons on that offense that he might not get as many looks as a guy like Eckler, but you still had, I think, Eckler higher. So I'm with you. Johnny Boy.
I'll go. Give me JT. Give me. You know what? I'll go probably JT CMC as like 1A, 1B. Just to be honest, I had liked a lot of the stuff that I saw out of Baker too. So that gives me hope for CMC out of the passing game. Really. So
he's great at getting the ball to a dump off.
That's what I'm
running back.
saying.
That is true.
That's the move.
Hunt's production, right? Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm saying. So
3 deep passes to Robbie Anderson and 15 to CMC.
Look,
Daddy.
I like
so
it.
loud.
Give me them points, bro. I'm about
dude.
it. So JTCMC, I like going. I'd probably go like I'm gonna go Derrick Henry, Mixon, and then I'm gonna throw at my 5 like Aaron Jones.
Oh,
I
okay.
love that. We need to write these down and tweet them out, and then if we tweet them out, it'll save to the end forever.
We'll clip it.
I was gonna say,
Will we?
give me Aaron
I'm
Jones
gonna write
on a
down. I'm writing
Green
down the
Bay.
timestamp right now.
All right, great.
Just on a Green Bay offense that's just going to be trying to figure it out as they go.
John.
But give me Aaron Jones as my 5. I think that guy is going to be a top 5 RB.
I was trying not to say his name for my own, selfish purposes, but I guess he's in the conversation.
I spilled the beans. Shit.
Right.
Dude, AJ Dillon, it's his year, dude.
All right, so now let's go rapid fire receivers. We're gonna go snake draft because it is fantasy. So we'll go me, John, Matt, Tom. I'm gonna start number 1. This was tough, I'll be honest. Between JJ and Cooper Kupp, I ended up taking Justin Jefferson as my number 1 overall. I just think, yes, Thielen is still there, but Thielen's getting a little bit older. Justin Jefferson's reaching the prime. Kupp also still has a few more targets, but I do have Kupp at 2. Then I have Stephon Diggs at 3 over Jamar Chase. Diggs is just a machine. There are a lot of weapons there, but I do like Stephon Diggs. Then I have Chase at 4. And then I this might be a little cop-out, but I have a tie for 5. So
It's a cop-out.
Yeah, it's a cop-out, but it's a good cop-out because I got Deebo Samuel at 5, ladies and gentlemen. But he's also tied with Devontae Adams because I think him and Carr, that relationship is going to be locked in. They also have Josh McDaniels at the helm, so I think they're going to figure out some really fun schemes. And I think Carr and Devontae are going to say, this is what we did at Fresno. This is what we're used to. Josh McDaniels is going to take that, formulate a game plan around it, and they're going to really pop off from there. So that's what I got. That's my top 5 and an extra. John, what you got?
I was gonna say my top 5. I'm still gonna go with Cooper Kupp. He still falls in as like the top guy on the offense. He's still gonna get a bunch of targets, and he's probably gonna do his thing. Probably not Triple Crown performance, but he's still gonna go do his thing. So give me Cooper, give me JJ. Go ahead and give me. I'll go Stephon, and then I'll go Jamar Chase, and then for my 5, CD Lamb.
Okay.
Probably out of Dallas. I mean, last year had a good year. And you're obviously drafting for his ceiling. I think that he's going to play at that wide receiver 1 caliber and that top wide receiver 1 caliber. But again, it's the Cowboys. I don't know if I always trust the Cowboys. CeeDee Lamb is pretty sick though, so I'll take him as my 5.
For all the audio listeners, Tom is on the phone plugging his nose saying PU.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Because he's a Cowboy. We get it, Tom.
I get it.
Yeah, dude.
My mom's going to be proud
Part
of
of
me,
my
though, because
culture.
I picked myself a Cowboy, so my mom's going to be proud.
John, if we didn't have somebody that thought that the Cowboys would win the division, then it'd be no fun for me as an Eagles fan. So
That
we
is
need
fair.
you around.
And
You were very correct last season. I know we lost all of our predictions. We have no idea which exact division winners we all picked. But I remember John picked the Cowboys and we all picked the Eagles. So
we can go back.
We tried. I thought we tried last season. We couldn't find the actual episode where we picked our division winners.
I think we tried to find the doc. I think the doc got deleted, but I think the episode is probably still floating around somewhere. It's probably on
It's
Spotify.
been over a year, Colby. We're just gonna do it better this year, dude.
There we go.
The road
There
to
we
self-improvement's never ending.
Let's go, baby. Matt, who you got?
All right, I'm taking Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, number 2.
Ooh.
Number 3, I am taking. I'll go Cooper Kupp. Seems fair. Devontae Adams, and then for my 5th, Tom's gonna like this, but I'm taking my guy AJ Brown.
Oh, man.
Love that guy.
Okay.
I think he's
love
gonna go
that
off in
match.
this offense.
I don't know how more respectfully I can disagree with you, but I extremely respectfully do. I want that to be the case so bad, but I think there's a lot of mouths to feed in Philly, dude. I think AJ Devontae, fucking Goddard, fucking Sanders, Kenny Gainwell, Quez Watkins, Jalen Reagor.
Just playing devil's advocate back at you. Cooper Kupp was number 1 last year. I mean, I guess Bobby Trees went down. Odell was in the picture. Justin Jefferson had Adam Thielen. Jamar Chase had T. Higgins. Devontae
True.
Adams had nobody.
Alan Lazard, dude. How could you forget?
MCS.
Mike
Yeah,
Evans
yeah.
had Godwin and AB.
Yep.
Very true. That's
Debo Samuel has Kittle and Ayuk.
Yep.
You
Usually
must be
frees up
bullish
a
on the
little bit.
Eagles because I
I
feel like
am very bullish on the Eagles.
I love it, dude, because
Yeah.
that would require Jalen Hurts to make a big leap, and I think as of right now we don't have a whole lot of reason to not believe that from what we've seen in the preseason and improvement and everything. So
I just think they're going to find creative ways to get AJ the ball, and Devontae is going to command a lot of attention. So is Goddard. The run game should be pretty decent. So I think even if it's not crazy volume, I think AJ is going to get a lot of points.
See,
big plays.
Tom,
roll.
Yeah,
Yep.
there you go. I kind of agree with you, but I actually kind of feel a little bit the opposite, where I think Devonta Smith is going to get a lot more looks because AJ is going to take all the attention away.
I wouldn't disagree.
Take your poison there.
We don't know. That's the thing. That's why
Exactly.
I wanted to
Take
see
your
them all
poison.
play in the preseason. And honestly, this might be a play. It'd be fucking ironic if next preseason game AJ's out and Devontae's in. Like, this might be the whole bit, like wait till week 1 to show what it really looks like.
Yeah.
My thought is they gave away 2nd round pick and paid top 5 receiver money to this guy. I think they're going to feed him like it.
Fair.
100%.
Very fair.
And it's just better for the offense, right? If you get him juiced, AJ's already getting everyone else juiced. Fucking Devontae wants some of that too. Like they're all going to be going for it. And if it's wonderful to say, but it feels like a pretty selfless group. Everyone just wants to win. It's got a whole lot of dog in them, dude. And they just want to show it.
That's my favorite thing about AJ Brown is he's got that dog.
He's got that dog.
AJ Brown, dog.
Sidebar: Browns Eagles are doing joint practices this week, so there's going to be a whole lot of dog out there this week. You should be checking out your fucking Philly streams this week because there's gonna be some shit on there.
Speaking of dogs, dude, Tom, love your shirt, by the way. Just noticed it was the Beast from Sandlot. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, dude. Baseballism, the store that's right by AT&T in San Francisco. I bought way too much stuff there, and this is one of the things.
Yeah, love it. All right, give me your rankings for wide receivers.
Dude, I might actually, maybe I'm just trying to be contrarian, but I'm going Jamar Chase number 1.
Okay.
I feel like maybe it's because he's on my dynasty team and I'm gonna, tattoo his name to my chest, but that's my guy. So Jamar Chase, and I gotta go Cooper Kupp second. I really was sitting here looking at it and trying to justify why I can put him any lower than that. But I just feel like he was such a targets monster. Stafford's gonna go right back to him. No Odell right now. I know they added Allen Robinson. There's a whole lot of hype around that. I think that hype is a little unfounded, to be honest. I think it's a whole lot of smoke. Then after that, I'm going Justin Jefferson. And then I guess I'm going Devontae Adams and Stephon Diggs. I wanted to switch that up really bad. I was, again, trying to say how I could justify Diggs is going to be better than Devontae Adams. But it's like Devontae Adams is 3 spots lower because he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
And that's the only reason. And I think Diggs is a good value this year because I think he had a whole lot of upside that didn't work out for him last season. If you look at a lot of like the end zone targets and shit, look at the entire Bills offense. Like, my guy Dawson Knox, dude, that guy should have scored way more points. But same thing with Diggs. He had a lot of opportunities and didn't really come through. So I'm pretty high on him, I think, for where he's getting drafted.
I'll say honorable mention from the Bills too. Gabriel Davis, that guy might have a wild season this year.
Or Isaiah McKenzie though is the other one, right?
True.
That's the other hot name coming out of camp for them. So it's gonna be exciting. I'm worried the pressure of everyone saying the Bills are gonna be Super Bowl champions is like gonna maybe get to them. That's my only concern.
I mean, it was kind of like that last year. Like people were saying Chiefs were good, and then they sucked in the first 6 weeks, and everyone was like, Bills, and didn't pay off. So
shoulda. If the NFL, that's great. If the NFL had different rules, then I think maybe it would be Bills. So
yeah, that was. I mean, yeah, top 10.
Add that note. Get the bill from Bill Nye the Science Guy drop going.
Hell yeah. Let's get that going. All right, do you guys want to do quarterbacks as well, or do you guys want to wrap it up? We've been going a little over an hour.
I'm down to do QBs and then we call it.
All right, deal. All right, QBs. Once again, snake draft. Tom, you go ahead and start. I'll go last.
It's got to be Josh Allen.
Of course.
As my number 1. Again, unrequested fantasy advice. He's on my dynasty team. That name is above everyone else's on my chest. I've got my whole dynasty team tattooed right here. I won't show you because it's not good. It's not safe for the internet. But yeah, he's right there. I've gone back and forth. Hashtag free the nipple. Pat Mahomes, right, is something I've really thought about in a lot of drafts. I'm really struggling with where I want him. There's been some spots where just I don't really like any of the other wide receivers or running backs, so I'm like, fuck it, Josh Allen's off the board. I'm getting him. But it's like, I honestly, I'm gonna just say my rankings. It's Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler, Pat Mahomes. That's what I think.
Wow.
Am I missing Justin?
You think Kyler's going to study up all year?
I was going to say, wow. Matt Sleeper MVP
Kyler's
pick?
got the wheels, man. Lamar's got the wheels. Jalen's got the wheels, dude. I don't know what fantasy game you guys are playing, but I'm trying to win.
You think Herbie can't run?
I know, and that's the one I forgot there. If you throw the list I just said, I'd probably kick out Pat Mahomes for Herbert. I think. I have a lot. I think I'm pretty bullish on Kyler.
Stick to your guns.
I'm interested to hear what Matt has to say about this. Matt, who you got?
Justin Herbert, number 1.
Yeah!
Come on. He's winning the MVP this year. Of course he's going to be number 1.
He's winning the MVP this year.
Then I'll go Josh Allen. Probably I'll go Mahomes after that. Then I'll go Joey B.
Really?
And then just for fun, I'm going to go Trey Lance. It's going to finish.
Yeah.
He's going to get a lot of fans.
Let's go.
Matt's a big arms guy. I'm a big legs guy.
That's right.
See, you'll hear what I have to say. John, who you got?
I'm pretty similar. I like Justin Herbert number 1, Josh Allen 2. Probably those are 2 of my favorite quarterbacks in the league right now. Anyway,
totally. Yeah, fun to watch.
After that, it kind of gets. I don't know. I could see a few. There's obviously like Patrick Mahomes is going to be up there. Lamar Jackson is up there. I like Jalen Hurts a lot. I think his strength of schedule is really nice too. So I think he's going to have a really good year. Russell Wilson also has a really good strength of schedule, and on a new team with a new offense, I think he might.
That's right.
Unlimited. I'm just saying, if you're looking for points, maybe don't look too far. But I think top 5 would be Justin, Josh, Lamar, Mahomes, and then Lamar. Give me Joe, and then give me Jalen. That'll be my top 5.
Can I rapid fire John really quick on some stuff?
Hit him.
So you're saying Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Russell Wilson.
Russell, probably.
Russell.
Okay. Let's see here. You're way. We're not talking Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson.
Probably Russell.
Okay. I'm trying to think of one more. Shout him out if you got him.
Patrick?
Huh?
Even with no Tim Patrick.
Matt Stafford or Russell Wilson.
Ooh, good one.
Matt Stafford.
All right, we found the line.
Dakota Prescott.
You know what? Now hear me out for a second.
All right, Cowboys fan. Fucking 5-point
Mac Jones or Daniel Jones.
That's a really tough one.
That's a tough one.
I think
I'm going with the legs. I'm taking DJ.
Oh,
I'm taking Mac.
But he's gonna get benched by the end of the year. He's gonna be benched in week 3.
Tyrod's already taken first team reps.
Yeah, dude.
Is he really?
Mac's gonna play all season for sure. You know?
Yeah, it's true. Till Jimmy comes along at the deadline.
Ooh.
Jimmy goes back to New England.
Yeah,
reunites
with Bill. Takes me
the Bills. They beat the Bills in the AFC.
Takes me the AFC Championship. Gets spun around in the pocket
Niners.
in the Super Bowl. Throws a pick to Fred Warner.
Yes.
Trey Lance has 3 touchdowns on the ground, 3 with his legs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, baby. Let's go. All right.
Oh, man.
I've got so I definitely kind of prioritize, I would say, arm over legs here. I got Josh Allen 1. I got Herbie number 2. I got Mahomes 3. Then I got Jalen Hurts at number 4. I'm a big believer in Jalen Hurts, man. Obviously, he does have the legs, but I feel like he's got more talented guys to go to. AJ Brown, obviously Goddard. Then you even have Devonta Smith. I just think he has a lot of targets. Those guys, especially in man, are going to be able to get open. Yeah, guys like Goddard, they're going to find a little slot in the zone. I think they're going to be very good this year. And then I have Lamar at 5. So I definitely went legs kind of toward the end, but I do have Hurts over Lamar just because I think there's just more weapons there for Hurts to go after. So yeah,
Matt, you got
really looking for
ADP.
your
Can we call out some ADP after we all just did our own? If you happen to have that, if not, I can give you a poor man's version of it.
Some ADP on who?
Quarterbacks.
Sure.
I got Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Kyler, and Lamar is sleepers.
Yeah, I saw Kyler
average draft
real high.
I've got. I'm on underdogs.
Oh yeah, what do you got for underdog?
Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Mahomes, Lamar, Kyler.
Kind of in the same ballpark, and then probably Jalen and Joe Burrow right after that, right?
Yes, actually.
And then Russ right after that.
Jalen, Joe, Tom, Russ, Stafford, Dak, Trey.
Tom's ahead of Russ and
Rodgers.
Stafford and underdog. Interesting.
How about this one? This is getting into the who cares category for sure. But
hell yeah.
in fantasy, as your backup, would you rather have Carson Wentz or Marcus Mariota?
Carson Wentz, 100%, because he's gonna play.
Yeah, who's gonna play?
No
over
questions
Mariota?
asked.
Ritter? You think Ritter's gonna take over?
Yeah.
He looked good, but I don't know.
Mariota's
especially
probably
if Mariota
Yeah.
loses the first couple of games,
Actually,
they're gonna throw it to the rook.
Why not?
True, 'cause-
yeah.
Yeah.
Desmond Ritter had a really good game too. He did like
It's the youth too. If you're already losing, why not give your guy some reps? The NFL has shown that that's the way. If you won like fucking Lawrence, right? Like fucking that team was terrible, and they gave him a shot. And it's like, oh, he improved. That's what they want. They want to win by the end of the season. Arthur Smith needs to say that Ritter got better, and he can't get better if he's on the bench.
Did anyone see
Had a good game.
the clip of Dak Prescott talking to Dalton Schultz about Kyle Pitts?
No.
No.
He goes, I mean, you could just see the sadness in his eyes, but he's like mic'd up. Kyle Pitts catches a pass. He's like, Kyle Pitts, University of Florida, like that's sick. And Dalton Schultz is like, yeah. Like,
Oh, that's sad.
I mean, yeah, no shit. He'd rather have Kyle Pitts. Sorry, bud.
Yeah. Shocker.
Yeah.
All right, before we end up,
Cowboys are gonna implode, dude. It's coming.
It's always gonna
Yeah.
happen. Before we wrap up, I want to do one fun segment that we did not prep for, so I want to see you guys fire from the hip. What are some of
Nice.
the worst mock draft takes that you've seen this year? Like just somebody completely stretching for a guy. Obviously, mock drafts don't fucking matter, but I saw somebody take Trey Lance with the 12th pick. I loved it. I thought that was incredible, but I was like, whoa, okay. Like, you're clearly not here to get, like, an actual gauge of where you need to be drafting people. I just thought it was funny. So, I'm just throwing that out.
I got one. I saw Debo go 10th overall. That was a real person.
You think that's a big stretch?
Kinda.
Yeah, I guess so. I think
10th overall. So we're talking those 3 receivers we were talking about. Kupp, Jamar, and fucking Jefferson are gone. But then we're also Devontae can still be around.
I'd put him in the
Diggs
20 to
could still
30
be around.
range, but
Exactly,
Yeah.
not 10.
Then also JT Eckler, Henry, CMC, Dallas.
Or maybe I'm just saying that because I'm going to draft him 10 on your asses.
It was you that took him. It was you that took him.
Exactly. Every mock draft, Debo number 1 overall, dude.
I'm not gonna. I don't know about any. I haven't done any mock drafts yet in preparation for my redraft leagues, but I am seeing a lot of Kenny Gainwell hype, which
Oh, okay.
I like that.
I do like Kenny Gainwell, so I don't want to say it's egregious, but that's kind of like one of the more
It's
wild
getting
ones
high.
I've been seeing. Yeah,
Getting a little high in the mocks I've been seeing.
Yeah.
And he was earlier a couple weeks ago. It was right where he needed to be.
I mean the Brandon Ayuk train has fully left the station, full blown hype to the moon.
Yeah.
Every mock draft I do, I know that in my leagues Ayuk's not going this late.
Yeah.
that's all I know.
exactly.
Every time I see him, like, yeah, he's not going this late. No
Isaiah
way.
Pacheco, full hype train out of Chiefs.
That seems a
camp.
little unfounded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Who
Tom,
else?
as the Eagles fan, is like, do you think Gainwell's the guy? I mean, we talked a little bit about it last week. But...
I think Kenny Gainwell is literally Nick Sirianni. If you guys didn't see, and of course you didn't, he came to practice one day wearing a Kenny Gainwell T-shirt. Fucking Jalen Hurts like knows a guy that makes T-shirts that are like graphic design of a bunch of different players and all this shit. And so all the players got him. And Nick Sirianni one day rolled in with a Kenny Gainwell t-shirt. And I just think they're going to give him some opportunities. He's another year older, another year wiser, thicker, stronger, faster, more a part of the offense. And we all know about fucking Miles Sanders, even though I really think Miles Sanders, I say this every year and it's never been right. I think he's sneaky going to be the guy, but the Eagles organization wants him to be the guy. So at some point it's going to break through, or it's going to be Kenny Gainwell's job. So, and in reality, it's going to maybe end up more in the middle, and they're both going to get a lot of touches, and they both might be serviceable backs, and they'll probably just give to the hot hand because they literally ran more than any other team at the end of the season last year. So they're both probably going to get a lot of good looks.
Well, you know who's going to be the RB1 in Philly, and it's Boston Scott for sure.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Jalen Hurts.
I was
well,
that
yeah, that too.
Boston Scott, he's going to have like a fucking 25, 30-point fantasy game like in week 11 when Miles Sanders has a mild ankle sprain. That's my lock of the season.
All right, there we go. All righty, boys. Well, NFL preseason week 1 is wrapped up. Good luck to everybody in your drafts over the next few weeks. I know some people are going to wait longer, but good luck. Hopefully you all have a wonderful fantasy season, and hopefully you can listen to us and get some good tips. So shout out to us.
Doubt it.
Yeah, probably doubt
Austin
it.
Scott, don't let him slip past the third.
And get Trey Lance in the first round if we learned anything. That's how you go, boys.
Yeah, please do not at us if we give you bad advice. That is not what this podcast is about. There's a billion of those out there if you want to listen. That's not what we're here for.
Honestly, though, fuck it. All press is good press. Hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Discord. Let's
Even if
fucking
you're mad.
let's
Hearing a lot of
interact
good
with
things
each other.
about Braxton Berrios this year. Go get him.
Go check it out. Check it out.
Taysom Hill, sleeper.
Oh, one last piece we didn't even talk about. The Seattle Seahawks. This is my moment today. It's my grievance with the Bleacher Report app, I guess. I get a message from Bleacher Report. Oh, looks like Kenneth Walker, the second, is going to be matching carries with Penny. He's going to be the guy. Literally 2 hours later, fucking tragedy strikes. Pete Carroll says, Walker the second may be out for significant time.
Oh no!
Ouch.
Rip,
Yeah, dude.
Rip. One thing
I'm
we
sitting
forgot
over
to touch
here.
on. Oh, keep
It's
going.
because he changed it to. It's now Ken Walker. He changed it.
Is it Kenneth instead of Ken?
It's Ken now.
Excuse me, Ken Walker the second.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting over here as a guy that dropped Chris Carson in my dynasty league, thinking Seattle running backs are cursed. They're cursed.
They are.
Put DK in the backfield. That's my recommendation.
Ooh, there you go. He's big enough. We forgot to talk about Jimmy G, dude. He apparently doesn't text or call anybody back.
He's a Magic Man. Now you see him. Now you don't.
We
Yeah.
know that.
Kind of already knew that though, you know. Like
Give some context for the
I'll-
people on that because I didn't really get it necessarily when I first read it.
And this is Niners Nightly on the AGOT podcast.
Let's go.
Yeah, when he got his big contract in 2018, he just disappeared for like a month. And I guess like Chris Sims said on his podcast, coaches and players would say they would hit him up like every day and he would just never text back. But over the years, Kittle has said that a bunch, like, can't get Jimmy G to text me back. Haha, it's a joke. But
Not a joke.
I think he's one of those guys that's like, all right, cool. I'll see you guys when I got to show up later.
Yeah, big 9 to 5 guy. You hit him
Yeah.
up at 5:05 for something. He's like, nope, I'm off the clock. I
In,
got porn stars to fuck.
At my job, we call people LIFOs or philos. So first and last out or last in first out. And he's a big LIFO.
100%.
In fairness, he did organize some team activities in the summer, so I think it's a little overblown, but that just seems like Jimmy G, you know? He's like, don't text me or call me, just I'll see you when I see you.
Is he a busy guy? Is he just busy all the time?
Yeah, busy dating porn stars, Tom.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I thought someone was gonna say busy getting busy.
Yeah, well, he
Maybe.
is. Yeah.
All right, redo it. Cut this in. Yeah, Tom. Busy getting busy.
Nailed it. Absolutely
Yes.
nailed it. But yeah, we'll see. He might get traded to the Browns. That's the big rumor now. We'll see what happens. But
I hope he does.
for now,
Believe it when I see it.
we'll keep
I will
you
root
guys
for that
posted.
team way harder.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I think America will too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, like I said earlier, NFL Week 1 preseason wrapped up. Week 2 coming up, real hot. But apparently not a lot of starters this week, so we're gonna be scrapping for some content. But we will absolutely see you guys next week. Thank you as always for being here, And as always, please follow us on Twitter. Hit up the Discord. We're really trying to get it going. And we are working on getting a pick'em system for everybody involved. So if you listen to us or if you watch us live, we'll probably post that on Twitter and Discord. So stay tuned. We want to
turn on notifications.
Together. Yeah, turn on the notifications.
Turn all the notifications.
Hit the bell on Twitch. Make sure you have notifications on. Hit them on Twitter so that you know when we're up to date on everything. So once again, we love you guys. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll see you next Tuesday. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.